I think about brands that a lot of brands that we work with, they already may have a marketing team, right? So how can a brand with a small team, or even especially a small team, if they have, a smaller bandwidth to implement project management, how can they implement project management principles into their content planning? Like, what would you tell them to help them to be able to do that with a smaller team that doesn't have all the bandwidth to be able to focus solely on social media?
Well, they're not going to like this, but create processes for everything possible. I know that processes are a pain, but they eliminate so much work down the line. And this isn't just me saying this. I mean, business books, the traction, we follow EOS system, the entrepreneur's operating system. This is one of the major components of operating a business. Processes are so key. Once they're done, except for maybe small tweaks as things change. Once they're done, finding the right tools then to manage those processes efficiently among the team. So those tools that we just talked about, like Google Docs or Trello or Notion, that's the second part. And then this is probably the most overlooked one, ensure that everyone knows their role in that planning process, so that everything is done in a lineup with no bottlenecks. So I know that sounds kind of boring, but that's really the truth of the matter. Those processes are key. We, as you know, we probably have at least 100 different processes that manage our business.
Yes, and you're right. It's not fun. I mean, especially in social media, it's not fun when you have, platforms like Meta who are constantly updating. And it does require you to stay on top of them. But at the end of the day, if we have one person who's out, so say you do have a small team of 5 and you've got one person who's in charge of scheduling and they're out, and the rest of the people are like, I don't know how to schedule with Meta. You've got a process in place that they can follow, and it's a full guide, step by step, of how to do it. And you lose that need to have everybody learn everything.
Yes.
And it just makes things so much clearer, so much easier, in my opinion. So I'm glad that you mentioned that with the processes, because you're right, we have a lot.